Hello everybody, this is Gordo's Games here, bringing you part 2 of episode 1 of Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. Last time we discovered that Phoenix Wright, protagonist of the first trilogy, has been accused of murder, and I, Apollo Justice, rookie attorney, has been chosen to represent him. Through many witness testimonies, we have discovered that there was a fourth person at the scene of the crime, and now the court has taken a break to take in this new speculation. Who is the murderer? Well, we're about to find out. April 20th, 11:52 AM, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. That was quite unexpected, Mr. Wright. To suddenly claim there was another person at the scene of the crime like that. I must ask, is it the truth? Well now, I think he would know the answers to that. Being mysterious, are we? Sadly, I have no time for mysteries. Sure. I'd only ask that you leave the defending to your defense in the future. Otherwise, I cannot guarantee the outcome. Ooh, how ominous. I see you haven't mellowed out one bit, Christoph. Justice. Yes, sir. The judge has summoned me to his chambers, so carry on without me. Carry on. You did well, Apollo. Can I ask you something? Sure. The locket that you wear, is that really yours, Mr. Wright? Ah, you're wondering about the victim's disappearing locket? I am. Here, you can take a look at it. That's a picture of my daughter in there. My daughter in here, in there. Is it? Wait. Ooh. Oh my god, it's LaFay. I don't know her name actually. I'm just surprised that he had a daughter. Most people are. Perhaps you'll meet her one of these days. One more question. The one who cheated that night, was it you? What do you think? Huh? You know what happened 7 years ago? What I did? That's not unreasonable for you to think I might cheat. What happened? I never. Honest! But it is odd that he managed to go undefeated for 7 whole years. How did he go undefeated? Want to know something? I do. There's only one game where you can be dealt bad cards all night and still win. Poker. Oh shit, poker. Eh? You see, poker is all about reading your opponent. It is? I don't know, I've never played poker. Actually, I played with my dad once, but like, no. In that way, it's a lot like a court case. Sorry, I'm a bit sick right now. Poker is like trial law? Oh, no wonder he's so good at it. No wonder he's so good at it. Phoenix Wright is like the best attorney. Figure out what your opponent is thinking, and you win. Well, yeah, but that's harder than it sounds. I think not. He thinks not? Try as they might to conceal it, everyone reveals their true thoughts in the end. Their body language can become a valuable source of information. Ooh. You're kidding! That witness, for instance, Miss Olga. She would touch the back of her neck during certain parts of her testimony. Ah, he's talking about tells. I know what tells are. It's like someone's eye twitches, like then they have like a great hand, or like a bad hand, or they're just mentally unstable. Did you notice? No. Come on, who didn't notice that? Let's be. Words, habits, twitches. It's all information for the reading. Or for the mentally insane. That's the secret to winning, Apollo. Someone taught me, and now I pass the secret on to you. Ooh, was it Mia? But I'm not worthy! I mean, there's no way I'll pick up on those signals. Wait, will this be a game mechanic? No, you can do it. Wait, I'm just realizing. For the original games, like, you're meant to pick up the tells like that. Or like, is that implemented now? Because if that was the case, then my god, I suck at the game. Huh? You just don't know it yet. What's he talking about? You will, soon. Yeah, if you're wondering why I'm doing the same, like, around the same voice for Phoenix and Apollo, it's because they'll both be main characters and I don't really want to change the voices. Almost forgot. One more thing. About this case. You should know, I haven't told the truth to anyone yet. What? I knew it! I have my reasons, of course. All shall be revealed. Do you guys have my t-shirt pose? Keanu Reeves plays Jesus. And Apollo, I need you to be there, defending me. Oh, Phoenix, what have you done now? I need your power. My power? I had no idea my cords of steel were that special. It's time. The real trial begins now. Do your best. To be continued. I should have left off the other video at that. I should have left off the other video at that. Yeah, save my current progress. I should have left the other video at that point. Alright, I'll do it for later. April 20th, 12:14 PM. District Court, Courtroom, number 2. Rabble, 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 rabble. Court will now reconvene. Has our witness, Miss Olga Orley, recovered?
Yes, Your Honor. Well, she's regained consciousness.
God, I love doing Payne's voice. I just sound as gremlin as you like, and that is Mr. Payne. God, I really hope all of his hair falls off, honestly. Like, if his hair falls off, then that'd just be funny. Perhaps we can hear her version of the events again.
But that's the thing, you see, she's quite fatigued.
You're looking a bit fatigued yourself, Mr. Payne. Sadly, fatigue is insufficient grounds for refusing to testify or prosecute. The defense would like to request that Miss Orley take the stand. Very well. The witness will take the stand. Yes, her and her lobster therminal. Perhaps you could repeat your name and profession. Wait, give me a minute, I'm going to blow my nose. Okay, I'm back. Now let's do this. Perhaps you could repeat your name and profession. Or perhaps you'd rather admit that you're a poor liar and a poorer loser. Nyah. Oh shit, she's a pirate! Name's Olga Orley. That's the truth. I'm a pro dealer. Oh shit. She's a poker pilot. A poker pirate. People call me Olga Quick Fingers Orley. Yes, that's why they call you that. Not because yes, because of poker, that's why. Oh really? Want to know something else? I'm not really Russian. And my last name sounds like oh really. Oh. Oh really? Wait, so your name is so your name is actually Olga O'Reilly. Like O'Reilly. Oh yeah. That makes sense. There. That's the truth. I hope you're satisfied. Witness! You will tell the court what you were really up to last night. Yes, what was she really up to? Fine, I'll talk. We had plans, see? Let me remind you that you are currently under oath. Any further fabrications will have serious consequences. Then, like I said, I'm a pro. That guy Smith hired me to do what I do best. Oh shit, so she's not really a waitress. Has a court record changed? Oh shit, yeah. Oh, I don't think I was meant to know that yet. I was planted at the ball club several days prior to the night of the game as a waitress. You were in cahoots with the victim? Not that he needed my help. Smith is a well-known poker player in some circles. But winning wasn't the main purpose of this game. It was about destroying a legend, the unbeatable Phoenix Wright. Unbeatable? Yeah, 7 years. The plan was simple, elegant, really. You see, we set up a trap of sorts. I was to plant a card in Wright's pocket beforehand, and then deal 5 aces during one of their games. Except she sucks at cheating. And when their hands were revealed, Smith would call them out and search Phoenix Wright. He would then pull out the planted card and the trap would snap shut. Oh shit. He is molesting Phoenix Wright. You swap the cards? Exposed as a cheater and losing on top of it, it would have made a great double play. And just like that, the legend would be dashed to pieces. Should I get like a voice changer so I can sound more feminine? Like, I can't do women voices, I suck at that. I suck at women voices. Indeed! Getting caught red-handed at cheating would cast doubt on all his prior wins. A 7-year legend, destroyed by one little card. That was the plan! Oh really? Oh really? How droll. But it appears you made quite the mistake. A mistake? I agree. The trap was elegant. Just like my hair. And yet, what happened to that planted card? Hey, that's right. He's lucky, I'll give him that. You'd have to be to slip. Oh, right, you'd have to be lucky to slip free from a trap laid by Olga Quick Fingers. Oh, right. Oh, really? Oh, really? Yes, oh, really? Yes, oh, really? The witness would be much cuter if she dispensed with the evil mastermind shtick. Cute? Who wants to be cute? I'm not cute, I'm bad. You hear me? BAD! When you're through being bad, perhaps you could testify to the court. Tell us about this trap and how it was sprung. I'll get a stand for my mic. The best laid traps. That night, I planted the card like I was supposed to. And Wright lost their last hand like he was supposed to, and then Smith searched him. But the planted card was gone, and the trap failed. At the next moment, Wright picked up a ball and swung it. Oh shit. It wasn't me who hit Smith, it was that no good cheating defendant. Oh shit, did you see that? She did the thing. A surprisingly frank testimony that still leaves us mostly in the dark. The trap was perfect, I tell you. Perfect! If that rotten cheater had messed it up. Look who's talking. Well, the testimony, for what it's worth, is all yours, Mr. Justice. I keep wanting to say Mr. Wright, honestly. It feels odd. With witnesses like her, who needs criminals? And with defendants like that, and with defendants like Mr. Wright, who needs prosecutors? Cross-examination. The best laid traps. My turn? Okay, so let's see. I played the card like I was supposed to. This planted card. Which card was it exactly? The trump card. The trump card? The five of hearts. Yes, the trump card. Oh no. Let me guess. Mr. Wright was to have switched the 5 with the ace to make a full house. At least that's what you are going to accuse him of doing, thereby ruining his legend. I slid it into Wright's pocket. When was this? Why, before the match, of course. While he was eating. At the Borscht Bowl Club. We serve borscht and suckers. Oh! Remind me to never go there. Of course, the car was to make its grand debut during the game. Like a good borscht. A good plot must be cooked up early and allowed to thicken. And Wright lost the last hand, just like he was supposed to. Then Smith searched him. So, everything went according to plan. Exactly. The 5th ace came up, so it's obvious the switch went off without a hitch. Once the extra card was found in his pocket, Wright would be forever known as a cheat and a fraud. Like Fraud Kuna. My god, the Bobby Kyson is just insane. There are worse things to be known as, I suppose. Tell us what happened with the search. But the planted car was gone. The trap failed. The next moment, Mr. Wright picked up a ball and swung it. Wait. The planted car was gone. The trap failed. The card disappeared? Yeah, my trump card. The 5 of hearts. Gone. Without a trace. Proof! The zipper! We searched every nook and cranny. Even inside his cute little hat. Where could it be? But the car was nowhere to be found, is this correct? Never in my long, storied career. Never has quick fingers Ollie been so readily duped. Oh really? So, what did happen to that 5 of hearts? But I'm looking down to, what's it called? At my phone to, what's it called? To edit the video. Just give me a second. No, 50. What did happen to that 5 of hearts? Don't look at me. Why don't you ask that cheating, lying, two-faced defendant? So the 5 of hearts is still missing in action. The next moment, Miss Wright picked up a ball and swung it. Ooh. She's lying, see? She's doing the thing. Wait, isn't that a little odd? Wait, what's odd? Ooh, that's good. You searched Mr. Wright thoroughly and found nothing. Yes, they molested Mr. Wright. Which means he didn't cheat, which means he had no reason to strike the victim. Well... What was that just now? The locks. I said something. Something wrong, Mr. Justice? Oh my god. Justice is he's a psychic, like the Fae family. If you guys have played the first Phoenix Wright trilogy, then you'll know of the Fae family. They're basically mystics. And Mr. Wright had a Magatama and would basically, what's it called? Show locks on people. It was very interesting. I mean, basically, they had locks and they were lying. So Apollo Justice is a psychic. No, nothing, Your Honor. What to do? Should I press her a little harder? Fuck yeah, press harder. Miss O'Reilly. No, Miss O'Reilly. You're hiding something. What are you talking about? You... Me? Quick fingers O'Reilly? Hiding something?
The defense will refrain from baseless accusations.
I have one question for the witness then. You say you saw the moment the defendant hit the victim. Is this true? Of course it's true. I did see it. Honest. I saw him when Wright hit him. With my own eyes. I saw it. What's this weird vibe I'm getting? That witness, for instance, Miss O'Reilly. She would touch the back of her neck during certain parts of her testimony. Did you notice? Touching her neck, was it? Whoa, what's going on? The sensation is coming into focus. He's channeling his power. There, that twitch. It's so clear. Oh no, he's not a psychic. He just has really great eyes. It's like I could perceive her habits, like I couldn't before. My god. He has the Sharingan. He has the Sharingan. Wait, oh shit, there's a new button down there. Let me just move my webcam. You see there's a new button. Perceive. I shall. Gotcha! Gotcha! Miss Orley, perhaps you are unaware of this yourself. Unaware of what? Whenever you get to a certain part of your testimony, you touch the back of your neck with your left hand! My neck. So what? What indeed, Justice? I hadn't noticed anything of the sort. When she says that part of the testimony, she's subconsciously recalling something. Her body reacts to the memory, and she touches her neck. I'm sure of it. He has a secret Sharingan.
A memory? Would someone care to explain what he's babbling about?
Make it so. This is highly unusual, but let's ask the defense. You claim the witness is remembering something. Maybe you have evidence of this memory to show us. Her habit is scratching her neck whenever she talks about the moment of the crime. So, what would remind her most of the moment of the crime? Miss O'Reilly, whenever you recall the night, you scratch your neck. I've noticed it happens when you think about the moment of the crime. The crime. There must be some reason behind this habit of yours. I believe the weapon that left an erasable impression of your neck, on your neck, is this. The neck. Wait, where is it? If it's over her neck, it'd have to be this one, wouldn't it? The... Wait, it wouldn't be... It'd have to be the necklace. Sorry to this one. Fuck! What? That must not have been it.
Huh, of course not. You want a habit, Mr. Justice? I'll show you a habit.
I'd better get this sword out before I develop a habit of my own. The habit is scratching her neck over a crime, so what would remind her most of the moment of the crime? Well, there also has... What? It wouldn't be that, would it? Am I stupid, or did I just not get evidence? Wait, is it the bottle, or am I just like am I overthinking everything? Is it the bottle? Wait. What? Am I stupid? I really hate how he flicks that hair. Wait. It's the bottle. Of course it's the fucking murder weapon. I thought it was the necklace, you know? The necklace? I thought it was like a necklace. Whenever she talks about the moment of the crime, she touches her neck. It reminds us more of that moment than this bottle. And what reminds us more of that moment than this bottle? The murder weapon. But something doesn't fit. If you're only the witness to the crime, why would that make you touch your neck like you're in pain?
What's he talking about? What's he talking about now?
It was Mr. Smith, the victim, who was hit. Not you! She was hit by the ball!
This is a cross-examination, not a cross-wild conjecture. The witnesses' habits? They're completely irrelevant.
Justice. I'll admit, I'm a bit confused myself. This is certainly a unique cross-examination. I'll explain later. Just trust me. Now's our only chance to break her. Miss Ollie, please testify in detail about the moment of the crime. The very moment.
Yeah, I know nothing.
We know you're not Russian. She's Russian to get the fuck out of there. No, to get the hell out of there. The witness will testify, please, now. Bah! Fine. He's the one who did it. I didn't let him out of my sight until the cops got there. Oh! Whoa! 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 But that's sick. From the restaurant's first floor. May I get an objection? Miss Ollie, we have a record here that clearly contradicts what you said. It states that the police were alerted by a report from the defendant. And we know that the defendant left the room, climbed the stairs, and made that phone call from the first floor of the Borscht Bowl Club. So, explain how you kept your eyes on the defendant when he left the room entirely. Oh no, the lobster thermidor. Fuck yeah. The man who picked up a ball and swung it that night wasn't the defendant. But who was it? Ooh. Who was it? Come here. Showdown time. You dirty cheat! Check his pockets. Now. It's gone! The card's gone. You lose. Just then, Smith grabbed the ball from next to Wright, and he hit me. Oh, in rage. You, some master of cheating you turned out to be. But why does that have Wright's prints? Eek! When I came to, the victim was already dead. Is that it? No, wait, that's a joke. The victim was already dead. Is that it? That's why I couldn't reveal who I really was. If it came out that I was in league with Smith, I'd be a suspect for sure. Well, where does this leave us?
Madness. This is madness. I'm dreaming.
Ha! What he doesn't know is Apollo is the main character.
It must have been me who was hit with that ball, and I'm imagining all of this.
It appears our prosecution is at wit's end. Is at his wit's end. And frankly, I can't blame him. Mr. Gavin, what do you think about this turn of events? Mr. Gavin, sir? I believe that, as the defense in this case, we are compelled to call Miss Ollie a big fat liar. What? They were in that room. Three were in that room the night of the murder. The defendant, victim and her. And she has a motive. A motive? Her plot foiled. The witness got into an argument with her client, Mr. Smith. And the denouement of that argument was murder. What? I didn't. I'm not a killer. It's a trap. Someone's trying to frame me. Remember last episode? Well, remember part 1? It was revealed that there were 4 people, or at least that was the theory. Oh, our Phoenix rises. What tangled webs we weave when we practice to deceive. Ooh, that's tight. So tangled, we catch ourselves in the process. Mr. Wright! Such a hasty conclusion. It's not like you, Christoph Gavin. What are you saying? Well, consider the other possibility. That there was another person in the room at the time of the murder. Right. Like Mr. Wright was saying before recess. A single card was swapped into the victim's hand after the murder. And the one who swapped the card didn't know 2 colors of the cards were being used. What if it's, you remember that guy? Godot. Yeah, from the last game. He was like red colorblind. A 4th person.
Heh, this theory again. Your 4th person doesn't exist.
Indeed. That's why I decided to bring this case to court. Here, where there's no escape and no chance for deception. The perfect place to catch the real criminal. The real criminal? And, we're in luck, a clue to the real criminal's identity was kindly provided to us. What if it's, what's it called? What if it's, here it is. Mr. Gavin. Like, I'm pretty sure it said he was dining there, like, at the beginning. And right at the beginning of the trial, no less.
What?
Apollo. Perhaps you know what I'm talking about. Sorry. Remember what I said? The 4th person who swapped the cards made one critical error. He or she wasn't considering the cards. Wasn't considering the color on the backs of the cards. Right. But how could such an obvious mistake occur? The cards used for the last game were red. Yet, there is one person here in our court who thought those cards were blue. I knew it! It's Gavin! Yeah, I had that impression too, but why? Well, Apollo, think you can figure out who it was?
It's not me, I swear!
Yeah, no, it's not Mr. Pan. Who is it? No, who is this 4th person? Why do I always get put on the spot like this? Let's hear what the defense has to say. Who was it? Who thought the cards used in the file game were blue? Okay, you're dead. You're irrelevant. You're innocent. You're the defendant. So it has to be Mr. Gavin? As I expected. Your eyes and ears are as sharp as your hair. Not as sharp as yours, Mr. Wright. I was right? Christoph Gavin, you were the 4th person that night. But, of course, Mr. Gavin knows the color of the cards. How would he? As you can see, the photo of the crime scene is black and white for some odd reason. When was the game originally made? Like, it has... Like, photos were obviously not black and white back then. Like, when the game was made, like, the early 2000s, like, very, like... You can't tell which of the cards are blue, the ones on the floor or the table. But, look! You can see the color... Yeah, see... Why the hell is that photo black and white? You can see the colors in this photo. Yes, but when he said the cards were blue, it was well before this evidence came to light. It is true the defendant was engaged in a game of poker with the victim. Yet it was only that, a game, in the purest sense, a competition, Your Honor.
A competition?
Yes, a test of wits, a silent clash of passions. Only the cards, their backs read them blue flame, know its final outcome. Well, Christoph. Mr. Gavin? Mr. Gavin! Is something the matter? Huh? No, nothing. Excuse me. I was just so sudden. Mr. Wright, you aren't seriously accusing me, are you? Oh, Kristoff, you know even I never take a joke this far.
This is gonna be ridiculous. Beyond damn, this is insanity! The defendant accusing his own defense attorney of murder!
I assure you, I'm quite sane in the membrane.
But what possible connection could Mr. Gavin have to the victim?
I wasn't aware of that. I wasn't aware that I had a connection to Mr. Smith either.
Yes, but Mr. Gavin and the victim have never even met.
Well, what if they have?
Huh?
There is a possibility, after all. They may have met that night, before the game started.
What are you suggesting?
Is this the truth Mr. Wright was staying silent about? Well, only one thing to do. Mr. Wright, the defense would like that you testify to the court. The defense would like to request no such thing. Ooh, Mr. Gavin. Testimonies must relate to the case. How could anything happening before the game of poker be related? Ooh, you're just making yourself more and more. I'm not sure I follow, Mr. Gavin. As I explained before, the defense believes that Miss O'Reilly. Am I to assume you speak for Mr. Justice in this? He is the defense, not you. Oh my god, the judge is standing up to him. Mr. Justice, the matter of Mr. Wright's testimony is up to you. Oh, okay. Does the court, in your opinion, need to hear Mr. Wright's testimony? Fuck yes we do. Mr. Wright's strategy. He was playing this all along. And I intend to see it through. The defense would like to request that Mr. Wright testify to the court. And too, Justice. You have betrayed me, your teacher? I'm sorry, Mr. Gavin. This isn't about loyalty. This is about the truth. Very well, the defendant. Mr. Wright, please take the stand. Wait, Mr. Wright will take the stand, please. Witness testimony. Appetite before murder. That evening, Kristoff and I had dinner. We sat at the table in this photograph. Oh, he must be on the other side. Shady Smith walked in 5 minutes later, 5 minutes after Kristoff left. When the trap failed, Smith hit the waitress. The girl was knocked out cold, and Smith was uncontrollable. I left to call the police. When I returned, he was dead, blood streaming from a cut on his forehead. That's why I made another phone call to defense attorney Gavin. Mr. Gavin! You were at Borch Bowl Club the night of the murder. I dined with him rather frequently.
And he talked to the defendant on the phone? Directly after the murder?
Quite against my will. I had become involved in a murder. I thought I might be in need of a lawyer, so I called him. You were planning this all along, weren't you, Mr. Wright? Oh no, just Wright. Just because you wanted to drag me into your little murder trial. The only thing I want is the truth. The truth. And nothing but the truth. As I did back then, and now. I thought my office was doing you a favor when we took on your defense. It appears that I was wrong. Very well. The defense may cross-examine the witness. Justice. Sir. He's lying, and you're going to expose him. Understood, sir. Mr. Gavin versus Mr. Wright. This can't end well. Why can't I have a normal trial? Because you're the protagonist. That evening, Kristoff and I had dinner. We sat at the table in the phone. You had dinner with Mr. Gavin? Yes, he dines with me at the Borch Bowl Club quite frequently. We enjoy a usual dinner at our usual spot as usual. Usual. I always eat at the table closest to the piano. I see. Where Mr. Smith was sitting.
So the plates such on the table were from your dinner.
Indeed. The remnants of my meal with Kristoff. We dined for 2 hours, then Kristoff left. After that. Shay Smith walked in 5 minutes later after Kristoff left. 5 minutes. So, the two of them could have passed in the restaurant during that time. That would have been a fateful encounter, to be fair.
Hehehe. Oh, Mr. Wright, that was... What was it you said? Christoph Gavin and Shady Smith may have met?
I believe I did say that.
Here I was all nervous about this meeting, and now we hear they just passed in the hall?
That does seem a little weak as a pretense for murder. Oh, it would be, if that were all that really happened. Come on, Mr. Wright. What are you hiding this time? When the trap fails. When the trap fails, Smith hit the waitress. About this failed trap. It's the same trap that Miss Olga O'Reilly mentioned. The plan was simple, elegant really. You see, we set up a trap of sorts. I was to plant a card in Wright's pocket beforehand, and then deal 5 aces during one of their games. When their hands were revealed, Smith would call him out and search Wright. He would then pull out the planted card and the trap would snap shut. Oh, that's actually smart. Wait, no, I get the trap now. You swap the cards? Just like that, the ledger would be dashed to pieces. How devious. Oh, it's a harmless prank in essence. It was by a quirk of fate that I happened to discover it.
A quirk?
I happened to put my hand in my pocket and found the card. The card she planted. Yes, I stuck a peek at it and it was found that it was the 5 of hearts. I had a feeling something might happen, so I disposed of the card. Before the game. Disposed? Where? There was an empty bowl of grape juice I had been drinking right beside me. I threw the card inside the bottle.
An empty bowl of grape juice.
The murder weapon! Haha! I have discovered your plot. Yes, I rolled it up and shoved it in. The colored glass makes it hard to see. A battle of wits between the deceiver and the would-be deceived. That sounds like terrific drama. It does sound great. It does sound great. A weapon? A card inside the murder weapon? That's strange. Did the police miss it in an investigation? Maybe I'll take a look. Mr. Wright, the poker head of courtroom number 3 approves of this battle of wits. Please revise your testimony with this new information. Go to the trap journey game and dispose of the card in the ball. Let's have a look. I don't see it. The bowl is completely empty.
Objection!
Yeah, the bowl's empty. Mr. Wright, if I may. Yes? I've examined the bowl and I don't see any card in here. Huh? No? What? Mr. Wright, surely. Huh? Is it all you have to say for yourself? I should like grab a beard. I can't say I know what happened to the card. I did put it in that bowl, however. Huh? Perhaps a 5th person came and took it out. Oh, and a 6th person could have helped. Okay, that would just be a dick. Mr. Gavin, Mr. Wright is your client. My apologies, Your Honor. Let's be fair, if I was accused of murder, like, I'd be salty. Then again, he probably was the murderer.
I won't have you disparaging our investigation either. We looked inside that bowl. There was nothing.
So what's going on? Is Mr. Wright hoodwinking us again? Or did the card just disappear? In any case, please continue the cross-examination. I'm afraid decisive contradictions call for decisive evidence. Oh. Push him harder, Justice. Break him. It's just you and the witness in the ring. Go for the KO. Why do I get the feeling we're not on our client's side anymore? Oh my god, Phoenix Wright is getting attacked from both sides. This should really be called Phoenix Wright versus Court. Yeah, that's it. That evening, Christoph and I had dinner. We sat at the table with photograph. Shady Smith walked in. I discovered a trap. The girl was knocked out cold. When I returned, he was dead. Wait. Knocked out.
Hold it!
Hold it. You made the call to the police from the first floor of the restaurant, correct? Exactly. Cell phones don't get a signal down in the hideout. Was anyone on the first floor at the time? No soul. It was the middle of the night after all. So there, in the darkened restaurant, I called the cops. After making the call, I returned to the hideout. It didn't seem right to leave the injured waitress alone. When I returned, he was dead, blood streaming from the cut on his forehead. Was it streaming? Yeah, it's streaming, alright. And when you returned, the victim was already dead. Yes. Yes. I'll admit, I was a little startled when I walked in. A little? He was bleeding from his forehead after all. I guess I'd be startled too if I walked in on a scene like that. Wait, alright, from now on I'm gonna do the inside voices. I'm gonna do inside voices to, yeah. I'll make that like an even voice. What? Where's like... Are there any phone lines in this? Let me just check. I've already seen that. Or just doesn't care. The defendant I made another call to, the witness attorney. Could you explain why you called Mr. Gavin? I'd obviously gotten involved in a rather stickly affair. I figured Christoph's law officers would give me a friend rate for my defense fees. Ah, glad to hear you intend to pay. I'll pay in full, Christoph. It was I who got you involved after all. You may find the price of your defense quite high, my good friend. Quite high. Is this the truth Mr. Wright was talking about? Justice, you know what you have to do. He's lying, exposing now. Okay, what's he trying to tell us? Christoph and I had to sit at the table of the photograph. Okay, I'll believe that. Smith walked in 5 minutes after Christoph left. I discovered the trap during the game and disposed of it in a ball of cards. Wait, the ball's uncorked. Look, the ball's uncorked.
Objection!
Ah, fuck. Your Honor, what do you think of the witness's statement? Should I follow? That's not good. The girl's knocked out. Okay, I don't know. Alright, I'll be back. Alright, I'll be back when I figure this out. Because it might take me a while, so yeah. Okay, I figured it out. On one of the... When it said that I disposed of it in the bottle, I clicked this one. I don't know whether that was the right play, because I'm pretty sure I did the right example. No. Oh wait. Wait, was I meant to do that? Wait. Wait, I've already done this. Wait, I know. I meant to... Wait, no, I'm an idiot. Thank God, I'm an idiot. I meant to press him on this. Why in the bottle? I was meant to press him. It literally said press him harder. I cannot believe it. I perceived my opponent's intent immediately. I'm used to entrapment, you see. I knew what was coming. Ho ho! So you struck first, I like that. I know every trick in the book, they don't work on me. At least when you get lucky and stick your hand in your pocket, they don't. I love to talk. Oh, for fuck's sake. Wait. What the f- Alright. Okay, well, I pushed him on that, and I have no clue what I'm doing now. I will check back with you guys a bit later. Okay, so guys, I think I have this. I think I realized what they want. You see, it says, when I returned, he was dead with blood streaming from a cut on his forehead. And he would have no, since the stream's going back of the head and not the front, you see? And it was removed during investigation, you see? So I think it's this one.
Objection!
Yes! Mr. Wright, if I may. Yes? Take a look at this photograph of the crime scene. See the victim here? He's wearing a hat. And I wouldn't think you could see blood on his forehead. Good point. Justice. Next time you point out an inconsistency, put a little more oomph into it. Mr. Wright, can you explain this to the court? Ah, I forgot to mention something. I was the one who put that hat on his head. Eh?
Yeah. You put the hat on the dead man's head?
He wore it through the entire poker game. After calling the police, when I returned to the scene, his head was in full view. Shining bright, just like in this photograph.
And?
I picked up his head off the floor and put it on his head.
Why'd you do this? Why'd you do a thing like that?
All I can say is, I'm sorry, but that's the only thing I touched at the crime scene. So Miss O'Reilly didn't see it? It being the victim's head? I think not. She was out cold. I believe I was the only one who witnessed his head. Ah, here we go again. Mr. Gavin? Pardon. It just seems that our client is determined to lie his way through this case. Hey, he's our client, isn't he? I believe that's enough of that. Mr. Gavin? Yes, he's our client, you see. This witness's testimony is more like a travesty. It's riddled with lies. I'm beginning to see how you came to lose your attorney's badge 7 years ago. Well, you certainly have a unique way of treating your clients, Christoph. I never knew. It was you who threw the first stone. Mr. Wright, if you intend to ever tell the truth about this case, it's now or never. Don't be misled. I haven't told a single lie here. Eh? When I noticed the trap, I put the card in the bottle to dispose of it. And when I put the hat on the victim's head, let's just say I had a reason for doing that as well. A reason? That reason is right here. Your cell phone? The tape? That night. Recall that I spoke with a defense attorney, Gavin, after calling the police. Just in case, I recorded our conversation. What's this? Now that we're all here, I see no reason I shouldn't play it back for the court. Christoph, I seem to be in a bit of trouble. What's this? Game not going well? Something like that. The gentleman who challenged you, he turned out to be good? He turned out to be dead. Someone hit him hard. You mean someone cracked that flawless bone china plate? That flawless bone china plate. Pate. It wasn't you, was it? Me? Please. The cops should be here aiming it. I'm in your hands. Should it come to that. Bone china plate? Oh, china? A kind of porcelain, very smooth and shiny. Huh? Not plate, but pate. Wait, is it pate? Yeah, no, it's pate. It's pate. I believe he was referring to a certain gentleman's balding forehead. The court appreciates the defendant's discretion in not indicating my forehead. Wait a second. Something's not right about that phone call. Oh, because he's been wearing that hat all night. How the hell would he know? So, after Mr. Gavin ate dinner with you, he left the Bush Bowl Club. Most certainly. Then how did he know? When did he see this bone china plate? Oh, that's right. Yes. That was when I began to see my good friend in a different light. Troubled, I returned to the crime scene. And when I spotted Mr. Smith's head again, I realized exactly what was wrong. Well, Mr. Gavin, the stage has been set. Perhaps you would like to explain this to the court. Exactly how did you come by your privileged knowledge of the victim's head? Sir, this is your reason? The reason why you put the victim's hat back on? Your point, Mr. Gavin? It's come down to this, has it, Phoenix Wright? Order! I will have order, Mr. Payne!
Yes, Your Honor?
I believe this court has been left with no other choice. Are you prepared to hear defense attorney Gavin's testimony?
As the prosecutor, I...
Very well. We'll break for 10 minutes. After which, Mr. Gavin will take the stand for a cross-examination. Are we all clear on that? Crystal clear, Your Honor. I thought... No, now that I realize that, I thought they could have more, like, 3D. Like, I could see that it's like... They have, like, sort of 3D models. Very well. This will be the final recess for the day. I thought the 3D models would be like... They'd move and not just be like... They'd move like that. And not like... Mr. Gavin and Mr. Wright are both in the judge's chambers. Who would have thought today would turn out like this? May I? It's the daughter! Huh? What? Hello, sir. Please, pick a card. What's all this about? Is this one okay? Excellent. I have a message for you. The last hand is about to be played. You'll need a trump card to make it. That's the card! The missing one. A trump card. The card you have chosen is magical. Use it wisely, and the game is yours. That's all. An ace. Where do I remember that card from? Mr. Smith's hand had 3 aces, and Mr. Wright's 2. It was 5 aces in all. It is true. I have seen it. The 5th ace. Wait. That's the victim Smith's hand. He replaced one of the kings with an ace. There was cheating, I swear to you. The missing 5th ace. Wait, this blotch of red. Is this blood? I bet it's his blood. Gavin's blood. Now you have a trump card. Now it's up to you to cut the deck and draw the truth. My father's fate is in your hands. I know you can do it. This bloodstained card is my trump card for finding the truth. I fell deep into thought as my mind raced to understand what this all meant. That girl. I'd seen her recently, but where? That's when I made the connection. Bloody ace added to the court record. Received from a mysterious girl. Could this be the missing 5th ace? It's Mr. Justice versus Mr. Pain.
Pain!
Court will now reconvene. Defense Attorney Christoph Gavin, will you please take the stand? Now then, if you would, Mr. Pain.
Yes, Your Honor. Will the witness state his name and occupation?
Is this farce necessary, Your Honor? Believe me, far stranger things have gone on in this courtroom. Yes, I've been the judge for like 50-something years. Fine, I'll play along. First, there's one thing we need to have made clear. How did you know about the secret beneath the victim's hat? By secret, I'm guessing he means the fact that Mr. Smith was bald. Forgive my curiosity, but what is it about this fellow's head? Your Honor seems to have an inordinate interest in it.
Objection!
I'm gonna call it inordinate, Mr. Gavin. Yes! He's taken Mia Faye's place! He's taken Mia and Maya's place. He is Mr. Phoenix Faye. Mr. Wright! What do you think you're doing, Wright? Wow, things sure look different from the other side. You know what I mean, Apollo. Speaking of looking from the other side, let's consider something for a second. The victim wore the hat all night, never once taking it off, except for that one time. That one time being the instant he was hit. Oh! When Mr. Wright returned from reporting the crime, the hat was lying on the floor. Mr. Wright picked it up and placed it on the victim's head. In other words, in order to have seen Mr. Smith's bald head, you would have had to have been there in the hideout at the time of the crime. In other words, I must be the real killer, is what you're trying to say. Not bad, Apollo. Mr. Gavin, I'm afraid I haven't been entirely honest with the court.
What?
Oh, I assure you, I had the noblest of intentions. I did it all to protect my client, Mr. Wright. Ooh. Yet, I'm afraid in the current situation I see little reason to hide anything. Very well, allow me to tell you the truth of what happened that night. Finally, you may begin your testimony. Tell us, how were you involved in the events of that fateful night? That fateful night. The rage I sensed in that man that night troubled me, so I returned to the club. I went down to the basement and peeked in through the little window to the hideout. Wait. I must have been right after the murder took place. The victim was dead as he appears in the photo. A bald head, an unconscious girl, and Wright holding a bottle in his hand. I sensed that was not the best place for me to be at the time, so I left. Wait. Okay, I see. Okay. That's when the call came from Wright.
Sir, you witnessed the murder.
For better or worse, I missed the actual moment of the deed. Mr. Gavin, may I remind you that you are on Mr. Wright's defense team. Your testimony is clearly disadvantaged to your client. What else could I say? I'm staying on the witness stand after all. So you are, Mr. Gavin. And you have to testify as you just did. You have to tell him you saw the scene of the crime through that little window. Mr. Wright, you have to say that. Because that was the only probable window of opportunity. Right, Apollo? Oh! Mr. Wright, the defense should do the cross-examination, not the defendant. Mr. Justice, are you prepared? Yes, Your Honor. I can't believe I'm going up against Mr. Gavin. This trial is getting weirder and weirder. Ooh, cross-examination. That Fateful note.
Hold it!
That man, you mean Mr. Smith? He was different from the other customers, his aura, shall we say. I knew he was a serious poker player, but it was more than that.
So you knew the true nature of your client's job?
Of course, but I also knew he wasn't engaged in gambling, which would be illegal. In Japan. In Japan! Well, it makes sense that he'd know. They were friends after all. Worried to my friend, I returned to the club. You see, I feared this Mr. Smith. It might be someone coming to sell an old school. I see. What happened then? I went down to this basement and peeked in through the little window to the hideout. How would you do that? Like, it's such a small window. I'll press him, but I feel like that's probably it. The little window. You mean the one you used to keep watch of the stairs? Yes, a relic of the ancient past. The black market has used it, I believe. Why did you go through the trouble of peeking in through the window? Wouldn't it have been easier to just open the door and go into the room? I didn't want to upset Wright, you see. Upset Mr. Wright? Yes, what if my fears had been unfounded? I'd be walking on the match. Bad form, to say the least. So far, everything you're saying makes sense. I bet that's... No, I'm not gonna do that yet.
Hold it!
How did you know it was right after the murder? Really? No need to shout, Justice. I was just getting to that part of my testimony. Ah, there he is. The coolest defense in the West we all know and love. Even when you're standing up there on the witness stand, some things never change. I was afraid you'd change too, Wright, but you haven't. You and that overbearing personality of yours. With friends like these, who needs enemies? Yeah, who needs them? The victim is dead and he appears in the photo. Wait, was he? Press.
Hold it!
By the photo, you mean the second photograph of the crime scheme? Precisely. You see, he wasn't wearing his hat then. I saw his head when he was dead. And then Mr. Wright came along and replaced his hat.
Can you describe the scene of the crime for us?
An unconscious girl and Wright holding the phone in his hand. Okay. Yes, as far as I saw, at least.
Then we're back to where we started. The killer was the defendant, Mr. Wright! Who else could it have been? But why did you talk to the police?
2 reasons. First, I didn't actually witness the very moment of the crime. Second, my office was asked to defend Mr. Wright. Even after seeing what I had seen, I couldn't abandon my friend.
Objection!
There must have been someone else there at the moment of the crime. Justice, I just said what I saw. No assault. I just said I saw no one. No assault. But that goes against what Mr. Wright said. Ah yes, this mysterious fourth person. Who would conveniently be the real killer, I suppose. Glad to know we agree, Mr. Gavin. Let me pose a question, then. Tell me, what possible reason did the real killer have to swap the cards in the victim's hands? Perhaps you can show us a reason why such a thing would be necessary. How can I show? The blood! Remember, Apollo, the card that was swapped out was the 5th ace. The 5th ace, right. Well, Mr. Justice, the question of why the killer would swap the card has been raised. Can you point to the reason? I can show evidence. It's now or never. The defense like to present evidence to the court. Evidence showing the reason why a card was swapped out. Yes. Then go ahead and point out your reason, Mr. Justice. Why did the real killer take out the ace?
Take that!
My reason is, this.
Is that an ace?
Why, it's got blood on it! Right next to the spade! What?
This is insane! Why was I told about this? Why?
Could this be the missing fifth ace? Rabble. Inconceivable. How could you? What are you doing with that card? Well, that's the thing. Why is Mr. Gavin so upset? Oh, it's just a fishy card from some fishy girl. Just some fishy... for some fishy girl. Oh, that card. It's mine. That is, I picked it up at the Bush Bowls Club that night after the murder had occurred. I gave it to my daughter. Card to her stock in trade after all.
Objection!
Objection! No, impossible. Unacceptable. The court can't accept this evidence. It's a fraud. A fraud? How could you be so sure? I remember I read like a wiki on one of the cases, and I'm like, this is like a few years ago. Like, well, I was like super into Ace Attorney, and I read that like Phoenix Wright like framed someone. So this actually might be a fraud, but I'm pretty sure it's later on. How can you like when this I'm pretty sure Apollo was part of Phoenix Wright's like whole squad at that point, so I'm not too sure. A fraud? How could you be so sure? What? I would think that the only person who could claim it was a fraud would be the one who took the real card from the crime scene, the real killer. Allow me to elaborate. What if this trace of blood was the reason?
The reason for?
For the killer to take the card from the scene of the crime. Where are you going with this? Take another look at the photo and at the victim's head. At the moment of the crime, his hat fell to the floor, and a trickle of blood ran from his forehead down the back of his head. Couldn't a drop of that blood have fallen on one of the cards? I suppose. The killer took the card to hide the blood.
Objection!
Regardless, the evidence is non-permissible. Yes, I'm pretty sure it actually is non-permissible, like everywhere except. Like, I'm pretty sure Japan, like, might be able to have this, but I'm not too sure. Right. Regardless of how you wasted the last 7 years, you used to be a lawyer. Trust me, bro. Trust me, buddy. He's done worse shit than this. You know what serious crime is to conceal evidence. Oh, we can discuss the finer points of our legal system later. What's important now is that I've answered your question. What are you talking about? You wanted to know why the killer would have taken a card from the crime scene, and now I've told you. That one drop of blood would have been decisive evidence, you see. I'm really glad I did not present anything. This is baseless conjecture. Baseless!
Objection!
I assure you, it's quite based. Oh, he's doing the point! What? It's amazing, really, how a single drop of blood on a single card can lead us to the truth. It's quite simple. Well, Apollo. Yes? Try picturing the scene of the crime. The scene of crime in your head. Oh shit! Holy moly, it's 3D. My god. That, like, extra, like, $1 billion to make this. Like, extra, like, couple $1 million to make this. My god, it really shows. The murder took place in the hideout. The body of the luckless victim was found at the poker table. And before the serial killer swapped a card out, there was a single card with a drop of blood on it. in the victim's hand. Given this, there is one decisive problem with this scene.
Well, what is it?
Let's keep it simple, shall we? Given that there was a drop of blood on the card, a victim, witness, killer, and I don't know what the hell the 2 is meant to represent. I know who it's meant to represent, but why a 2? Let's keep it, shall we? Given that there was a drop of blood on the card, whose position in this diagram doesn't fit. The victims, the killers, the witnesses, it's a second witness. The second witnesses, whose position doesn't fit with the bloody card. Whose? Fuck, it's either the victim or this. I'll present this for now. The second witness's position is the problem. The second witness? That would be Mr. Gavin, yes? The second witness's position is far less problematic than yours right now, Justice. Or perhaps perilous is a better word. Okay, let's see. Yeah, okay. Like I said, it was half enough. It was either the victim. Suppose, do you think it over, Mr. Justice? Given that there was a drop of blood on the card, whose position in this diagram doesn't fit? The victims, the killers, the witnesses, the second witness. Probably. Actually, it would be the killer. Is that the killer or the witness? Well, for one thing, the killer's in the wrong place, I think. You think? Mr. Justice, you're fuck! Just saying it reminds me of the old days. Not the good old days, per se. I keep overthinking. Of course it's the victim. Okay, of course. It's obviously this one. Obviously the victim. Well, is the victim's position as the problem? I don't follow your logic here, Mr. Justice. Well, look, the victim was struck on the head, sending him back. Yeah, okay. That was my first thought, but then... God, this... Every time, it's like, remember that part, remember that one where it was like, oh yeah, the hat, like this, I had to present this one, it's like, yeah, the hat was on his head or some shit like that. Then like, it's like, oh yeah, he got flung back. Ah, jeez. I suck at this game. You'd think any blood would fall behind the body, not onto the table in front of him. Ah, take a look at the photo again. If he bled in this position, the blood would fall on the floor, not the cards. Why, that's right! So what does this mean? Incidentally, we were sitting in swivel chairs. Swivel chairs? Oh man. Apollo, try turning the chair around. Ooh. The fuck? Right, dude. That's all. I thought I need to like. Okay, the chair was facing the other way. It would have to be. So we have to assume that at the time of the murder, the victim's chair was facing away from the table. When Mr. Wright returned from informing the police, which way was the chair facing? When I came back to the room, the boy was facing as seen as the photo. That would mean the killer turned the chair back around. Let's take the next step. Look at the diagram once more. We know the victim was facing away from the table at the time of the murder. But this creates another significant contradiction. Again? Let's test your reasoning skills again, shall we? Fuck. Apollo, whose location on this diagram contradicts our new understanding of the crime? The victims, the killers, the witnesses, the second witness. have to be the killer, wouldn't it? Since like the killer, it would have to be the killer since otherwise he would have to like go all the way around.
Take that!
The victim was struck from the front, correct? Indeed. Well, wouldn't it be hard for the killer to hit him from the front? Okay, for Apollo's voice, I'm gonna make it like higher pitched. Sitting where his indicator currently is? I would think it'd be quite hard, yes.
Yes, but what you're saying makes no sense. Why would the victim suddenly turn and face the wall in the middle of a game?
I believe a sufficient reason will soon come to light.
What?
There's something in this diagram that makes far less sense, actually. Look again at the diagram. Apollo, if the victim was struck while he was sitting as shown here, where would his assailant be standing? Try marking on the diagram. What? But there's no room to put a mark where the killer should be. Don't worry, let's think it through and see what we find. We know the victim was facing towards the wall at the time of the crime. That's the only thing we know for sure. Try to forget about everything else. Where would the killer have to be standing to strike our victim from the front? He'd have to be... fuck. He'd have to be here.
Take that!
The killer had to be standing, well, here! Yeah, I fucked that up.
You get points for there.
Okay, I tried doing... It's simple logic, really. If this was the only place the killer could have been... Oh no, wait, I was right! Wait! Okay. I thought I was doing some mental gymnastics instead of going like... in the very moment of the crime. Okay, I thought like... it's not there. I was like, oh no, it would be simple. He'd be like standing here. Like, okay, no, okay. Moment of the crime. Wait, I know. At the moment of the crime, the cupboard wasn't there.
What's this now?
I mean, yeah, that's the only explanation, right, Mr. Gavin? Your Honor, I have a suggestion for the defense. We should arrange to examine the cupboard in the hideout immediately.
Bailiff, send a team to the crime scene immediately. Have them try to move the cupboard.
Ah, Your Honor. What? There's one more thing your men should look for. Please give this to the bailiff. Yes, I see. You do belong in the courtroom after all, Mr. Wright. I do my best. But let's forge ahead here, while we wait. Look at the diagram once again. Jeez, my god, what's it called? We're really going into this video. This is definitely an hour long. Well, if the killer was standing here at the time of the crime, then this cupboard wasn't here, which means... Apollo, try moving the cupboard. Thank you. As you can see, the cupboard was the problem. There's a secret entrance. I bet there's a secret entrance like here. At the time of the murder, it had to have been as shown here. Now everything is in place to reconstruct the moment of the crime. Oh my. What's this?
What is it now?
Look at the diagram of the crime scene once more. It appears we found yet another contradiction. What I believe to be the final contradiction, in fact. Huh? Oh dang! Notice something, Apollo? Our line of deduction is rapidly approaching its logical conclusion. Yes, I too read the sources. My god. Now then, Mr. Justice, please point to the new contradicting indicator. Is it the victim, the killer, the witness, the second witness? Which indicator is this diagram contradicts what we know? It's obviously this part, since he can't see through the window. About this cupboard. Are we all okay with assuming it was moved? Sure, why not? Well, if it was, something really doesn't fit. The cupboard would be completely cover... the cupboard would completely cover up the window to the stairs! Ah! That's right. Someone standing outside wouldn't be able to see in. Someone like Mr. Gavin. What did you say? Oh, is the coolest defense of the rest losing is cool. The rest, the West. Don't expect me to play along with your little game, Mr. Little game, right? It's only a game until someone gets killed, Mr. Gavin. And someone was, while the window to that room was blocked by a cupboard. So, Mr. Gavin, perhaps you'd like to explain to the court exactly where did you witness the crime scene from? Excuse me, Your Honor. Order! This is a court of law, and I will have order. We just received. Hello. We just now received word from our investigative team from the Bowl Club. We did. They've examined the cupboard in the hideout, Your Honor. Oh, and what did they find? Well, Your Honor, turns out there is a secret passage behind it. What? What? Ah yes, I believe I mentioned something of the sort before. This is one of the tricks to the room many of our regulars know about. I do remember him saying something about that, now that he mentions it. A secret passage is a handy thing to have when you're engaged in a legal goings on. You never know when you might need to duck away from the eyes of the law. So the room has a secret passage? Where does it go? The other side connects to the restaurant above. The underworld bosses could get away from the cops and enjoy a cold bowl of borscht, no doubt. Just like our killer. He's pissed off. You see where our line of simple deductive reasoning has led us, Polly? The best thing is, they're basically eliminating everything that's impossible and making it possible, and making everything that has the slightest chance of happening happen. I see it, but I don't believe it. That girl wasn't kidding when she said I needed this trump card for the last hand. At the time of the murder, the window was blocked and the victim's head was only off his head for a few minutes between Mr. Smith's murder and Mr. Wright's return from calling the coppers. In other words, the only place anyone could have seen the victim's bald head was from inside the hideout. Well, Mr. Gavin, come on, say something. He wants it? Ah, I'm really sick. Not really blocked nose. He really wants to be innocent. Dare I ask what really happened that night? Actually, I think we can probably figure it out ourselves at that point. That night, for whatever reason, our killer had a date with Mr. Smith, a date with destiny. There he crouched, hidden in the secret passageway behind the cupboard, Harry Potter style, holding his breath, waiting for just the right moment. Then the chance came, and he took it. Eek! Eek! What? Why'd you do it? Wait, I'll get help. Miss Olga O'Reilly was out cold, struck by Mr. Smith. But his time was soon to come. Mr. Wright went upstairs to call the cops, leaving Mr. Shady Smith alone in the hideout with the unconscious stealer. Now, our killer stepped out from the secret passage into the hideout. The victim must have heard the cupboard sliding aside. He wheeled his chair around to look in. After the deed was done, the criminal must have seen the blood on the card. He would have, of course, realized the need to destroy the evidence. That single spell of blood told the whole story of the crime. Too bad for him, he didn't linger any longer in the hideout that night. If he had, he might have noticed the cards on the floor, and the fact that they were all red. Ugh. I didn't put tissues in there. Well, it seems this trial has taken yet another turn. I'm truly sorry I had to see this day come, Mr. Gavin. Mr. Gavin? Mr. Payne!
Yes, Your Honor.
The prosecution will continue its investigation. As for Mr. Phoenix Wright, the defendant, he is hereby cleared of all suspicion.
Quack!
Believe me when I say that I don't believe this is happening, Mr. Gavin. But I'm afraid circumstances call for me to issue a warrant for your arrest immediately.
Objection!
Oh, no need to apologize. I rather enjoy myself. It's not every day you get to witness the legendary attorney's dirty tactics firsthand. Your point, Mr. Gavin? Frankly, Your Honor, I'm shocked that a person of your caliber would be taken in by such a low-grade parlor tricks. Oh, parlor trick.
Excuse me?
The defendant is cleared of all suspicion. This is hardly the time for jokes, Your Honor. Mr. Wright hasn't proven anyone's guilt or innocence here. What he has done is use illegal evidence to put the blame on someone else. Not just anyone else, but me, his own defense attorney. Illegal evidence?
Objection!
Let me ask you, Mr. Gavin. Is there any reason, at present, to suspect me of wrongdoing? Of course. This bottle, for instance. The bottle of grape juice Mr. Wright was drinking? How do you intend to explain away the fingerprints on the murder weapon? And not just any fingerprints. Am I right, Mr. Payne?
Yeah, actually, yes.
The fingerprints on the bottle were upside down. I seem to recall this being an issue earlier. The court, in this case, demanded an explanation. I can think of only one reason why one would hold a bottle upside down, and that is to hit someone with the bottom of the bottle. Well, Your Honor. I see. See how the court fish swerves to the last? Well, Apollo? Yes? Your boss seems awfully concerned about this bottle still. I'm sure you could come up with a suitable explanation. Just like that. Yeah. Just like what? Why did everyone grow a bottle upside down other than... Don't let him trick you into thinking his explanation is the only legitimate one. Is there really another? Take another look at the court record. I believe you'll find a simple answer there, in plain sight. How about you just say the answer in plain words? It would be hasty to deliver a verdict with unanswered questions, indeed. Well, Mr. Justice, Mr. Gavin said that the court in this case demanded an explanation. Don't worry, Justice won't to leave until justice is done. Perhaps the defense would care to lie to the court. What evidence do you have to explain why the fingerprints on the ball are upside down? Wait. He grabbed it. Here. See? See, if he were to like reach down, he would have to like grab it from the bottom, see? Well, you can't see, but like, I'm not moving my webcam. Like, the webcam is like wobbly when I like move it. Like, you'd have to grab the ball like this. Yeah, that's it.
Take that!
It's actually easier to show you than explain, Your Honor. Place that ball on the floor next to your chair. Excuse me? On the floor? Yes. Now reach down and pick it up without getting out of your chair. Ah! See? You naturally have to go to pick up the ball by its neck with your fingers upside down. Look at this photo. That was a really weird pause. Like, look at this. Look at this photograph taken on the night of the murder. The defendant, Mr. Wright, sat here, playing piano, bowls of grape juice on the floor to the side of his piano bench. He would have naturally picked up the ball upside down several times. Wow, I can't believe it was that simple. You call out dinner that evening, Christoph? I was drinking my usual juice then too. Basically, you used the ball on the table to do the deed, but then you must have remembered. So you went and picked up one of the balls from under the piano, and you switched the bottles. You took one of Mr. Wright's balls and made it look like the murder weapon. Go on now, guys.
Order! Order! What do you have to say to these charges, Mr. Gavin?
Fascinating. So this is the legendary attorney's famed tactic of misdirection. What? Okay, this is gonna go for like an hour and 30 minutes. What? You claim that I switched the bottle. Where is your proof? Proof? Well, that's as I thought, more baseless conjecture. I'm afraid your bottle of proof is quite empty.
Objection!
I wouldn't be so sure about that. Your Honor, when you initiated the investigation of the hideout earlier, do you recall I requested an additional investigation? Ah, yes. I have your memo about that here. Retrieve the bowls from under the piano at the Borscht Bowl Club. And here's one of the bowls in question. What are you going to dust that? What? Are you going to dust that for fingerprints too? I'd be surprised if they were on that, but it is. Mr. Gavin probably makes such a notice mistake. True. That bowl wouldn't bear a trace of anything. Say, Apollo. Yes? Why don't you go ahead and examine that bowl? But the card! But why? Just humor me. Mr. Rat. The bowl will solve this case once and for all. What? The bowl? That's some bottle. The card. The card! It's here! That's where it went. He did make a novice mistake. The Five of Hearts. The trump card. What's this? That card? It can't be. Recall that unpleasant woman's testimony for a moment. Miss Olga, oh really? Yes, a little swindling Devochka. That note, played the... I know she's not Russian, but like, I want to distinguish her voice. That night I planted the card like I was supposed to. And Knight lost the last hand, just like he was supposed to. Then Smith searched him. But the planted card was gone, the trap failed. Wait, this isn't... You're telling me that this is the planted card you disposed of? Disposed of? The one you mentioned in the piece of testimony? I had to put my hand in my pocket and found the card. Yes, I snuck a peek at it and found it was the Five of Hearts. I had a feeling something might happen, so I disposed of the card before the game. Disposed? But where? There was an empty bowl of grape juice I had been drinking right beside me. I threw the card inside the bottle. And the Five of Hearts. This is the card. The bowls were swapped, and the only one who could have done that was the fourth person in the club that night. You, Mr. Christoph Gavin. Whoo! He's about to explode. Holy shit, he has levitation. He levitated the lobster thermidor. They're like, holy shit. He's a telepath or psychic. That is all. But what was his motive? Is this your idea of revenge, Phoenix Wright? Sorry, I was on my keyboard. No, it's not. That's not coming out. Revenge for the events that took away your attorney's badge 7 years ago. Yes, that night. That fateful night. That's really annoying me. Yeah, fuck. I'll do it after recording. My past is like my logic. Straight and true. Nothing's changed. All I do is point the finger of justice in the proper direction. Fine. I'm glad we could have this little tit.
Tete-a-tete.
Tete-a-tete. Tete-a-tete. Tete-a-tete. Tete-a-tete.
Tete-a-tete. Or if you're American,
Tete-a-tete.
tete-a-tete. I'll say tete-a-tete. Right. Tete-a-tete.
This is insane! What about me? Did I get to prosecute anyone?
Yes. I'm honestly surprised. I'm honestly surprised. I believe this time we've finally come to the end of our trial. Mr. Payne, do you have a report for us on Christoph Gavin?
He's admitted everything. We're processing his arrest now.
Nice. Still, one has to wonder why he would do such a thing. Didn't even have a connection to the victim, did he?
None that we know of.
Mr. Wright, have you anything to add? I'm afraid I can't shed any more light on the matter. About this victim, Mr. Shady Smith, I bet we'll find out in later episodes. His occupation was listed as traveler. An odd profession to be sure, but that's all we know about him. Yeah, he's definitely a mafia boss.
I'll arrange a follow-up investigation, Your Honor.
Good. Mr. Wright? Yes? 7 years, and you still haven't lost your touch. Christoph Gavin. He was a man with much significance for me, both as a friend and a lawyer. He was extremely talented, to be sure. I needed two things before I could confront him. The first was a place where no injustice would be tolerated. This courtroom. Yeah, Japan has an insane what's it called? It's like a 99%, 99.9% what's it, prosecution record, I think, or some shit like that? I don't know. The second was a man who would tolerate no injustice. In other words, a defense attorney. You, Apollo. Me? This is a dark time for our legal system. A twisting of justice brought on by our very own initial trial system. We have to set it right. Mr. Wright. Our work lies ahead of us. And I, for one, am looking forward to it. I want to see what Justice's true power is, you know? Yeah. If he's a psychic, if his eyes are just secret Sharingan. Well, this seems like a good time to announce a verdict. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright, not guilty! Yes. Nailed it. Court is adjourned. If only every court sprinkled down confetti. April 20, 4:28 PM, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Thanks, Apollo. You came through, just like I thought you would. I'm pretty sure I didn't do a thing in there. It was you who called Mr. Gav the killer. I could have done it myself. You sensed it too today, didn't you? Your ability. Ability? Yeah. A sensitivity I lack. You'll come to understand it soon enough. Yeah. Wait, I wonder if he means... I have one last question for the witness. You say you saw the defendant hit the victim. Is this true? Of course it's true. What's this weird vibe I'm getting? What? What was that, Mr. Wright? You'll have to find the answer to that question yourself. The answer is... right? Today was full of questions and answers, most of them about Mr. Gavin. What possible reason could he have to commit murder? That's going to be explored in later episodes. Perhaps you'll learn that in the days to come. Huh? Wait, you don't know, do you? This locket is the key. I knew it! That locket was never explained, like why the hell he had the locket? Was there explained why he had the locket? Maybe it's like something insanely valuable. Huh? Oh, that reminds me. I met the girl whose picture is in your locket. I place the animation every time. Your daughter? Right? Wait, can I? That's right. She's my daughter. You know, you were right about this locket. Eh? I took this off his neck the night he died. Alright, his all on it. But it looks like our dear Russian scam artist saw me. Ah, what if? Who was Shady Smith? Why did he have the locket? And like, I'll assume the locket had like the picture of the daughter in it, which, did it? Or did Phoenix like repurpose it or something? So the truth is, this locket really did belong to him. Wait, that's perjury! You testified, you said that locket was yours! I said no such thing actually. Eh? I merely said that it was a locket with my daughter's picture in it. A subtle distinction, but a distinction nonetheless. Oh, okay. But what's important about the locket? But does it have like evidence in it? That's the truth. Wait, but then why? Why was the victim wearing a locket with a picture of your daughter inside it? Sometimes the strangest path to the truth isn't the best one. Give it time. You're still just getting started with your career. Okay. So why the hell did Shady Smith have it? Speaking of which, I may be out of a job. I work for Gavin Law Offices after all. I still can't believe I just saw Mr. Gavin get led away in handcuffs. Apollo, yes? How about coming to work for me? Eh? You mean at the Wright & Co. Law Offices? I mean, there's not a single attorney in my generation that doesn't know it. I can't imagine that to be true, but wait, but didn't you? I know that. Oh, I turned in my badge, yes. I'm not an attorney anymore. That incident 7 years ago. That legendary trial. And at the middle of his hall was one man, Phoenix Wright. He looks like a drugger. The case reached its sad conclusion and he left law for good. Have you ever thought about coming back to the courts? I'm not qualified to stand in the court of law, I'm afraid. Didn't you notice in today's trial? There was a single piece of forged evidence. Forged evidence? What are you talking about? I'm talking about evidence that shouldn't have existed. A naughty magician's trick. One piece of evidence stuck in his odd. That's true. It just seemed, well, too perfect. I'll bet this was the forged evidence. It has to be this one. You mean this? Don't you? I got this from your daughter, Mr. Wright. Yes, that card couldn't have been found at the crime scene. Why? Because the killer took it with him when he left, leaving the wrong card in its place, luckily for us. The court can't accept this evidence. It's a fraud. A fraud? How can you be so sure? I would think the only person who could claim it was a fraud would be the one who took the real card from the crime scene. The real killer. Oh! So that's it. So while there is a card that's basically identical to this, Gavin had it. My verdict was already handed down 7 years ago. And then you really... Yes, I forged this card. One look at the crime scene should have told you it wasn't real. But you can't do something like that and call yourself an attorney. Who's calling themselves an attorney? Apollo. So it's true. The rumor is true. 7 years ago. None of that matters much now, does it? I punched him. It's your story from here on out, Apollo. Perhaps I can help you turn the next page. Yes, this game is called Apollo Justice, Ace Attorney. It's not Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. My office's address. Drop in if you like. Mr. Wright. Oh, about your uppercut. Try yelling, "Take that!" next time. I find it packs a little more punch. Apollo, thanks for today. I had a good time. And with that, Mr. Wright walked out the door. And that's how my first trial ended. A lot of mysteries went unsolved, and at the time, I had no idea they were all related. Every mystery that day, connected by a single thread of logic. I'd find out soon enough. My name is Apollo Justice, attorney at law, and this is how my story begins. End. Okay, guys. Turnabout Trump. Hell yeah. Just got a thing for that. Okay, guys, I think we'll end this off here. Yeah. We are done episode 1. So, to wrap it all up, we have just put a killer in jail with faulty evidence. It seems like Phoenix has become a bit corrupt. I hope you all stay tuned for next episode, where I hope we piece together what the hell happened 7 years ago. See you guys in the next part.